Welcome back to another episode of the City Boys Show. I'm Javier. This is Danny.
What is up?
Yo.
You thought the show was canceled. You thought they weren't bringing us back because we've been gone for so long. But we're back.
They didn't renew our contract, bro. We got traded from once the summer transfer window opened up. we gotta go be Red Bull fans now. No, what happened was
has been as empty as the Red Bull Stadium, bro.
Yo, did you hear with the Red Bulls? They're gonna move the press seats. Oh, that's trash, bro. That was the only good thing about that stadium.
The only good thing.
Whack sauce.
We, you know what? Out of that, we'll never show up to Red Bull Arena again.
Yeah, now we really have no plan, no reason to go. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I had to start going in the office. That's why we've been slacking. I mean, we always have a new excuse why we've been slacking. But going into the office, guys, I'm not made for it anymore.
Oh man, it's such first world problem. I gotta go to the office. You know how many people gotta go to the office every day and they still got a podcast?
I'm still gonna bitch. I hate it, bro. We're on like a midnight podcast. I'm not even lying. It's literally midnight.
12:09 a.m. We just came home from watching.
This is what we got to do to actually force ourselves to shoot a podcast. We're like, we got to make it happen.
The only reason we're shooting is because my man needed a ride home. He took the train to the stadium and was like, yo, come to the house, shoot a podcast.
That's how you do it, boys.
But because ladies. Of that, I was unprepared and I got no laptop, which is just... sad. I feel weird. I feel naked right now.
Seriously,
you see my belly now. My fat is showing.
You're missing like half of the stickers. People feel offended that those stickers aren't there. You're missing like half the podcast world.
That's why I put the Maxi sticker on the mic.
Oh, so we got promoting our show even more. Great. What was I gonna say? So lots happened.
Lots happened. Nothing important with politics, only soccer.
Oh, the world's fine. I mean, yeah, nothing crazy.
Nothing's changed. Yo, imagine if we could go back to like when we recorded our last podcast and talk about what happened in the world. It'd be like, whoa, what just happened in like 2-3 weeks?
We come back from the future. We go back.
Yeah, there's a time machine today that we go back 3 weeks and be like, yo, you won't believe what happened.
Yo, I wouldn't believe that. Assassination attempts. Joe Biden sleeping. Okay. This is a crazy conspiracy.
Oh man, I'm scared. Where are you going? This guy's been looking for Bigfoot for like 25 years, bro. He loves this stuff.
Have you seen Joe Biden recently?
Bro, yes. No. The thing is, you're just like every other conspiracy theorist. You don't follow the news. Yes, they said they thought he was dead. Then 3 days later, he came out.
No, but they say the CIA's got really good at like giving people masks.
Oh my god, you're ridiculous.
Okay, Copa America.
It's been that long. Copa America happened. We were pro Colombia. Any thoughts on it? We lost.
No, it was just chaos. We should just talk about the chaos of like everything that went down.
Do we?
I guess it's too late.
I think people are overreacting.
What?
That's what I'm saying.
Bro, people who had tickets couldn't get into the arena. That's a horrible thing.
No, that is a terrible thing.
There's no overreaction. Kids were scared. I'm not gonna agree with this. This is no overreaction. But I'm sad Colombia lost.
I'm sad Colombia lost.
If you don't want to get into the other stuff, fine.
I'm just saying, like
Shakira's halftime performance.
Fire.
I thought
it was fire.
Better than I forgot all the other Super Bowl halftime performances. You know what? I'm disappointed. Shakira has a song with Karol G, and now I'm getting into TMZ world. We went politics, sports, TMZ. Now they have a song together. Karol G sings the national anthem, so she's in the stadium. Why didn't Karol G perform with Shakira? Was Shakira nervous that she was gonna outshine her?
Oh my God,
TMZ drama.
You love starting drama, bro. Maybe is that Shakira decided to do the halftime show 2 days before it was like when Colombia made it. She's like, all right, I'll do the halftime show. Right?
I don't know if that's true. I thought they had it planned a little earlier, but if you say so.
I don't know.
What else did we miss?
I think the last thing I want to say about the Colombia game, though, is that I'm really proud of the team. Hopefully they go far next year. I think they got a good foundation here with this group. I think they played a little scared. I felt like, you know how like Real Madrid always wins Champions League? and they're just like always there.
Yeah.
I felt like that's how it was with Colombia. They looked scared. Argentina wasn't playing their best game, but they just know how to win at the end.
Yeah,
So.
I think with more experience, maybe this thing starts to turn around. I mean, it's still, to get to the finals was a huge deal, so
Yeah.
I think it was good.
Proud of you guys.
Woo, Colombia. But now I can't play that song anymore. Vamos, da, na, 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 na.
That song is so fire.
Yo, it's so fire, bro, but I'm sad. And then Argentina played it after after they won, and they killed it for me, bro. And then they played a racist song after, but we don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What else?
Then, well, we'll talk about Tallis Magno later. But
No,
this is our last game. There was
no.
2 NYCFC games.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. But yesterday, Saturday, we got invited to see Man City versus
AC Milan.
Yes.
Yes.
You didn't say Inter. Proud of you, buddy. That was fun. But the only thing the big takeaway, it's a friendly. Nobody cares. It doesn't matter. The stadium was packed, bro.
Sold out, they said. All 46,519 seats.
Wow. Nice numbers there, buddy.
Yeah.
You're probably wrong, but nice.
Definitely wrong, but I felt confident saying it.
Bird. But that's crazy, bro. It's just like, it's just so frustrating because it's like, so the fans, people care. We saw it in Copa America, 82,000 in MetLife.
Yes.
So the fans will go. Fans like soccer. It's just not happening for NYCFC.
Yes.
And I think you were talking about we need a star.
We need a star. Yeah, I think the big thing is look at what Messi's done for Miami. You see Messi jerseys everywhere, and I get it. You're like, well, it's Messi, of course. Wherever Messi goes, Messi goes. But we have such a huge Hispanic population here. You can see they all showed up to the Argentina game, right? There were cups. There were games played in other cities and other states for Copa America, and those games were not sold out. Argentina, City, MetLife was packed. New York is a soccer city, homie. We saw it yesterday. We saw it during Copa America. Give us James Rodriguez, and that stadium would be sold out on a weekly basis. He's not as big of a name, but he's the biggest Colombian name. We have the biggest group of Colombians in Astoria, probably anywhere else in this country. Give us a Colombian star, you will have that place sold out, and it would be a completely different environment.
To that whole thing about Colombia, Colombia's all over this. If you saw Copa America games, they flush stadiums. You would just see a sea of red throughout the whole stadium. So it's true, a star like James would be amazing for MLS because he would draw those crowds in. But
I think you mean a sea of yellow though. But okay.
Well, not in NY if he joined NYCFC. No, I'm talking about when he was playing for Colombia. The stadiums all had yellow jerseys.
Yeah, yellow.
Oh, I said red?
Yeah.
My bad. What was I going to say, though? I guess one thing is that you could point back to when we were first coming in the league and we had stars like David Villa, Lampard, but then that faded. So what's the answer to that?
But what I'm saying is those guys were stars who were maybe just a little too old. You're seeing players like LAFC get stars right at the end of their prime, but still kind of in their prime, right? Get those stars
and
get Spanish stars. I think Hispanic stars. I think that would be such a huge difference.
But the thing about LAFC is they keep talking about oh, there's so much turnover in MLS, but then they just get the next star. So how are they able to do it? And we are New York City. We're not some scrub town.
And not only that, but we're supported by a huge corporation. It's not like we don't have money. It is CFG. They're acting like we are, the Astros or Columbus Crew is actually doing fantastic. But you know what I mean? Your
those Midwest
states where they might not have a lot of money, they might not have the owners to support huge the findings. Trey was just telling us today that we spend the least amount of money on our DPs.
That's interesting.
And so I think we gotta step it up, bro. I think I agree we don't need 10 old guys who were superstars, but 1 or 2 superstars makes a big difference in turnout.
And then I think this leads us to this Leagues Cup game. And why I say it leads us to this Leagues Cup game is they say they're playing for trophies. They say these games matter, but then you have this. Let's look at the starting 11. If we look at the starting 11, like it didn't feel like we were playing for a Leagues Cup. Like it didn't feel like we were playing for something significant. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So our starting 11 was, we had Barasa at goalkeeper, which obviously we know Matt Freese has kind of honed that position. Hellenic, Martins, Risa, McFarland, Hack, Sands, Magno starting for the first time in a long time. Maxi Morales, Julian Fernandez, and Baccarar. Initial thoughts when you saw the lineup?
Initial thoughts made it sound that the team doesn't care about Leagues
because
Cup.
let's look at who wasn't even on the bench. Santi Rodriguez. I saw Keaton Parks having lunch.
Hannes Wolf. And of course, Matt Freese.
Matt Freese. Oh, no, Matt Freese was on the bench, though.
Okay, but he didn't start.
But, and then we had, I felt like it was one more person that was significant. Santi. Okay, that's fine. But big names, big attackers that we usually use, and they were not in the game.
Yes.
Initial thought, you thought they don't really care about this, right?
And it was interesting because we were talking to Brad Sims about a month and a half ago, and we said, prioritize U.S. Cup, MLS Cup, Leagues Cup. Which one's the most important to you to win in any year? And he says all of them are just as important. All of them are. And Cushing reinforced that today in the post press conference. So, but that was the initial reaction. But Nick Cushing did say in the press conference, which of course take with a grain of salt because my man be lying left and right, that Hannes Wolf, Keaton Parks, and both got an injury, a minor injury during practice this week, which is why they weren't in the lineup, but they were expected to at least be on the bench, and that Santi Rodriguez got sick this morning. So Santi was going to be a starter for this game and had to be taken out. And his thought on Freese was that it is very typical, quote unquote, that managers switch out their goalkeepers during different tournaments, and that Luis Barraza should be given a shot. So that's why he played Barraza.
And I talked to Barraza after the game, and he confirmed that months ago they talked about him being the starter for a Leagues Cup. But is that typical? Am I bugging? Like, you telling me the Man City goalkeeper, you're going to go to Champions League. Oh, nah, he's not playing. We're playing for a cup. It's different. Like, no! You start your best players. And granted, Barraza, we're going to get into him. He had an amazing game.
Yes.
But if you're saying the tournament's important, every cup's important, why aren't your best guys, who, if they're healthy, like Matt Freese is, not playing?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. You're contradicting what front office is saying, what he's saying himself. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Although he did give us excuse for the other three starters that we usually play. So really it's just Matt Freese and Barraza. And I would just, I'm playing devil's advocate here because I agree with you, but I guess on the devil's advocate front, and this is an interesting question.
What?
Is there a huge difference between Matt Freese and Luis Barraza? Because you're saying they don't care for this because they didn't play their number one goalkeeper. But if you have a lot of respect for Barraza, then it's like, well, we're not taking a big step back.
No, but that's not even the conversation. Even if you feel like you're taking a tiny step back, why am I taking a tiny step back for something that matters to this club? It doesn't make sense. Even if it's a tiny step back. That's like me being like, I don't have a good analogy, but I was going to be like me doing the show, and then I'm like, oh, but I could do it. I got it. Thought I had something. I didn't have anything.
You took a step back in that analogy.
Damn. I'm playing a sound effect right now. All right. Let's get into the game, though. But I was frustrated with that. Granted, I didn't know Santi was sick. I didn't know these guys were injured or beat up because their injury reports never tell the truth. So I guess that gives me a little more clarity.
Yes.
Any other thoughts when you saw this lineup?
I mean the big one. Magno starting the game. So Magno has been MIA for all of the season. I don't know if there's anyone been more vocal about Magno getting time than us.
Yeah.
Most city boys. And he got a start today.
And he's been playing consistently for the last couple games.
Yes.
And playing important roles. He had a penalty kick that he scored.
Yes.
I thought he had a good game.
He did have a good game. Before we get into his play, something that we need to clarify. Last podcast we did, which was a century ago.
They're like, nobody remembers. There was 5 people listening. We don't even have to get into it, bro. But
we should. Yeah. We should. Like we mentioned, Tallis Magno's camp says they don't want to give him the Century Club. And they did feel that way. What they didn't have right and what we didn't have right was that he did have 98 appearances, but the Century Club, we learned, is not based on all appearances. It's based only on MLS appearances.
Yeah, so Open Cup, Leagues Cup, those games, CONCACAF does not count towards that Century Club plaque.
Yeah.
So, yes, he has 100 games he's played. He's technically played a century of games with NYCFC, but they're not actual Leagues Cup games.
But MLS Cup games.
MLS Cup game.
So, now he has 84. He had 82 appearances before the games last week. No, I checked.
Oh, you checked?
Okay.
Yeah,
so he had 82 appearances last time we talked about it. Now he has 84 appearances because he played those 2 games.
Regardless, what I'll say is it doesn't change the sentiment that he did feel this way about the club, which is a bad sign.
Yes, agreed.
By the way, I did talk to Tallis after the game and kind of asked about his future, but he said he's just focused on being with his team now. How long this future will be with us, who knows?
It's not like we know anything, but we don't know anything.
Moving on.
But on that note, Magno came into who was the last 2 games we played? I'm sorry, it was Austin. I definitely know it was Austin
and Orlando.
Okay, but he came into that Austin game when we were looking real lackluster, and he looked a step above everyone. And I don't have to get into those games, but a step above everyone. Not the same in Orlando. I think Orlando wasn't too great, but they also put him as striker.
It was Atlanta, then Orlando. So remember Atlanta, he came in, and that's when he got the PK.
Yes. I'm sorry. So I said Austin. I didn't mean Austin. I mean Atlanta.
Yeah.
So Atlanta, he looked a step above everyone when he came into that game. But we're not going to get to the game because I know it's a long time ago. No one cares anymore. But I like to transition here. Magno again, he just has such quality, man. Like, he just looks so good out there. I kind of wrote down some notes there right in the beginning of the game. Honestly, we should have had a goal on the 16th minute. He dribbled up past a bunch of dudes and then didn't get the PK.
Oh yeah, that was a hard tackle. It looked like it could have gone hard
tackle. And they even VAR it.
Sorry, we might have had technical difficulties,
but we're back.
Yeah,
I went on a rant. Hold on. So point is, we didn't even know. We assumed that because they didn't do the review of that Tallis Magno foul, that they didn't have VAR. But then they did VAR later in the game.
Yeah.
But just Tallis Magno had multiple opportunities and really set up a lot of plays. So he's just incredible. It's gonna be sad if he ends up leaving this team.
One thing I'll say is we came into this game and Guitarra, I'm saying that wrong. Guitar, I had it too, bro. I actually practiced at one point. Querétaro, sure. They lost 4 games in a row, bro. They lost all 4 of their regular season games so far. Mm-hmm. They are last in Liga MX, and they have a -6 goal differential. They're struggling. So I thought we were gonna come into this game and really beat them down. And although we were the way more dominant team, like I felt like they rarely had chances. If we look at the stats, I mean, we had 66 ball possession to their 34, 19 shots versus their 10. So we were the more dominant team, but I wish we could have finished. And I think one reason we weren't, which was an interesting that they pointed before the game, Joe Tollison did is they were man marking us. So, which means basically like we would get the ball on their side and everybody had a man that they were guarding. Usually you would play like a zone, have your back line and your midfielders kind of defending towards the front end. But they had man marks. So anytime somebody got the ball, they would, when we were on their final third, they would press into us.
Yeah.
And you could tell we were struggling with it.
Yeah.
And I think part of the reason we were struggling with it is because we had a lot of our subs in. Like we didn't have our front line that we usually have to attack, which would have gotten like, 1-2 passes, boom, we moved the ball more efficiently, and we could get to that final third a little better.
I'm gonna disagree with you because I feel like we've said on so many other podcasts where there are starters that we haven't been able to figure out a way to get past the low block, and that's exactly what they were doing here.
Well, I think they were, but my whole thing is they were man marking too. So like they each had a man specifically specifically set for their guy, which was different than what we usually play.
Yeah, but then at the same time, when we were like in that final third, bro, sometimes they had 7 people, and Cushing said it, they had 7 people in the box. They had that many people far back, and like he mentioned in the press conference that if you look at the stats, there's probably, and he was exaggerating, but there's probably 10,000 passes between Thiago Martins and Burke Risa because they had no pressure put on them.
Yeah.
So I think a question I wanted to ask Cushing, but they didn't get to me was, how come we haven't figured out a good strategy against the low block? And I do think what happens not only with this team, with this lineup, and what we've seen with our starting lineup, and something that we talked about during the game was the team doesn't seem to be willing to take shots from deep. Like they have to be in the box, so close to the goalkeeper to take a shot. And you could tell Alonso Martinez, when he came into the game, got a little frustrated and took a shot from deep. And it's like, we need to take more risk when there's 7 people in the box. You can't just dribble past 7 dudes to get a score. And so I don't think it was just that starting lineup. I think it's something that's been a consistent issue with the team.
Yeah, and to further that point, and that I actually agree with you, is that Bakrar had 59 minutes in this game. He had 1 shot.
Yes.
Alonso Martinez comes in the 70th minute. He had 2 shots. And I felt like he actually had more. But it only says 2 shots here. But I felt like he had more. But, like, how is your striker... He's only been there for 20 minutes, and he has another shot more than you. Like, you get me? Then I agree with you. Take chances. And I feel like we're not taking enough chances outside of the box. I feel like we're always trying to find the perfect shot instead of just shooting.
Exactly.
So I agree with you in that sense. I mean, so first half... At the end of that first half, something interesting happens. We get a ball over the top. Who passes that? Oh, Thiago Martins passes it over the top to the Bakrar. Bakrar beats the defender. He uses his physicality, crosses it into Maxi. Ball kind of goes out of bounds. We thought the play was over. It gets VAR reviewed. We didn't know at the time what was happening, but it looked like it was a handball. So there was a handball, but then they were also seeing if there was an offsides on the play. So then they start reviewing it. I guess my confusion was they start reviewing the offsides, but then if you're looking at the VAR video, they then go to the handball. So I thought they took a while on the offsides position. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, first they're gonna clarify this, and then they went to the handball. And then they still said he was offsides at the end of the call, at the end of the thing. So, like, why did you go review the handball if you already decided he was offsides?
Yes.
So it was a little confusing.
It was confusing. And I think, man, the camera angles are always a problem for us at Yankee Stadium.
They are.
They got to fix that, homie.
And they didn't show us one other camera angle that could have possibly shown it more clearer.
Yeah.
And they looked like they had it in VR. We were just seeing their little TV from their little TV.
Yeah.
So it was like, it was hard to see. Yo, but the players were all looking at it too.
They were all
like this. I think so. I saw a player with a binocular. He called like I don't know why the ref called the captain, and like the captain then started looking. Made no sense.
Yeah, it was insane.
So we go into half 0-0. How are you feeling at that point?
I'm feeling like we had multiple opportunities to score, and I thought we were gonna come back in the second half and break it wide open. Man, was I wrong.
Yeah, it was. I mean, if you look at that first half, we dominated. We had 9 to the 4 shots, 3 shots on target to their 1. What stood out in the second half? I'm trying to think. You wrote notes. Did anything really stand out in that second half?
No, there was one time that there was a pass by Tallis on 53rd minute, and it was pretty.
Well, I mean, we can talk about the subs. We got Hovan coming in the 59th minute for Bakrar. Ojeda comes in the 69th minute for Julian.
Okay.
And then Alonso comes in for Tallis. Were you disappointed to see Tallis come off the pitch?
I was, man. I thought he played a really good game, actually. And remember, we had Tavon coming from Egypt, by the way. But that was later in the game. But yeah, I was hoping to see more Magno. He just makes the game so much more fun because he just has a different type of talent than anyone else has on the team.
Yeah.
But I thought it was needed, those substitutions, because Bakra was... Sometimes I forgot he was on the pitch. Sometimes I saw him and I was like, oh yeah, Bakra's out there. And Julian Fernandez, I felt like had a tough game, man.
Yeah, I agree with that. He had some moments where he showed flashes of brilliance.
But I think that's what it was. I think Magno passed it to Julian, and Julian just like didn't even take the shot, I think, or missed it, and it was like, Julian, you gotta be better than that, man.
Yeah.
I think he had some moments of like being able to get past defenders, but to actually finish, as we see, he just didn't finish. And that was like his big thing. That was like what made him special.
Yeah.
It was like his ability to be more aggressive and take big shots. And he was just not that player. But he also hasn't played a lot.
Yeah.
So it's a bit tough.
You know who's slowly grown on me? Justin Hack. Like, I just feel like he's kind of solid. Like, he does his role, and I mean, he doesn't do anything crazy or anything spectacular, but you kind of need somebody like that solid with James Sands. I mean, granted, he's not gonna take Perea. Another person we didn't even talk about is Perea.
Well, remember, Perea got hurt.
Oh, he was hurt too?
Yeah. So he's been hurt for a while, though. He's been on the injury list for a while.
Got it.
I don't know, bro. Like, I think Hack is pretty good defensively, but I think he doesn't bring a lot offensively. And it's tough, especially because Sands, sometimes has decent passing, but also sometimes it's tough.
But he's a defensive force to be reckoned with.
Exactly. But I'm saying, like, then you have two defensive forces, and you don't have a lot of, like, offensive firepower.
Yeah, I think that's why you saw Tallis Magno get, like, free range with Maxi Morales, because you had Christian McFarland moving up, and then, like, Tallis wouldn't really stay on the left. He'd kind of float around.
Yeah, exactly.
Which was not bad. I mean, I felt like Tallis Magno and Maxi moving around was pretty well. And they had dangerous opportunities together.
Yeah.
Second half, so we don't get anything.
Oh, one more thing. Was this the first half or the second half? McFarland had a really good chance on that header.
Yeah, he did. I don't remember it. But
I think I wrote it down. It was on the 22nd minute, so we're way past that. But what did you think of McFarland's play? I
thought he was decent. I feel like he's getting better every game.
I agree. Actually, and Cushing brought it up, and he says, I think when O'Toole's back, it's going to be a pretty decent competition.
Oh, like there's a positional battle there now, which is crazy because Kevin O'Toole had that locked down.
That's maybe why he didn't want to take a break. He saw McFarland. He goes, I don't want to lose my job.
O'Toole's had a great season. I think it's O'Toole's job to lose. Definitely not McFarland's.
McFarland's been solid the past 2 or 3 games.
I think he still has room for improvement.
Agreed. O'Toole's perfect?
O'Toole's our guy.
Okay.
I'm sticking with O'Toole. He's my guy right now.
Let's see. Sorry, so second half. What do you want to talk about in the second half?
No, I mean, I think we kind of wrapped it, but game ends 0-0, but game doesn't end because this is Leagues Cup. We do crazy stuff. We're crazy. So you see the flush of fans leaving, and then the announcer's like, and after the game there's PK, and everybody's like, what the fuck?
And everyone's rushing back to their seats so they don't miss it.
It was like crazy.
Nobody knows the rules, bro.
I don't know how I found out. I knew it somehow beforehand, but I knew by accident.
I think we found out from a tweet from a different game that put it on their screen.
Oh, that makes... Yo, Leagues Cup is... People don't know what the hell's going on.
People don't know what's going on.
But they knew what was going on because I asked Barasa, and he said he prepared for PKs. So they definitely knew.
That's good. That's good the team knew the rules to the league. It's good the players didn't just go back into the locker room and were like, all right, I guess we're going on with the draw.
They did their job. We just didn't do our job. So we get
Apple TV didn't do their job advertising this and explaining the rules. That's a story for another day.
I thought their marketing looked cool though.
Yeah, the one time you saw it.
What was I gonna say? So we get into PKs. Are you feeling confident?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I guess what I was saying.
You're mad for.
That's because we need better mics, so I can move around.
Sorry, if you guys didn't see, I just hit Danny with the mic. My bad.
Oh man, what you talk about it? Yeah, what were you gonna say? What'd you think of the?
So initial thoughts, I was a little concerned because I was curious who was gonna be taking the PKs, and what order, because we really don't have consistency right now on who's taking PKs, who's not, and Talis Magno was off the field, Bakrar was off the field, Hovan is very young, Maxi's with PK. And it was just interesting to see what Barraza would do. We kind of joke I wonder if they sub in Matt Freeze for the PK just because we're so used to Matt Freeze, but Barraza did his thing.
He did do his thing. I'm so hyped for him.
So bring us down because I don't remember how they line the order.
So first up was Alonso Martinez, who drove that in. So you want just the lineup? It was Martinez, Martins, Maxi, and then Jovan. We didn't even get to see who was fifth.
Oh, we talked about James Sands was 6 actually. I forgot who was 5th. He mentioned it, and
would have been Ojeda.
It might have been, but I forgot now. When you see Martinez, you felt I felt confident with Martinez going up.
Yeah, I was not worried about Alonso. I said he's gonna make that. I think what scared me first was that we went second. So it's a little bit more pressure when they've already scored.
Yeah, so they scored the first one on Barraza.
Yes. And on that first one, Barraza went the wrong way. Which impressively, after that shot, he always went the right direction.
Yeah, he went the right direction every shot after that.
Yes.
And which resulted in good stuff. Well, the only thing I think he might have not won is when it hit the goalpost.
Oh, yeah. Well, he went the right way because it didn't go in. So he didn't get in the goalpost's way. So to me, that's the right direction.
Okay, then Thiago Martins goes.
No, I was scared.
Martins.
You never see a center back go second.
That's what I'm saying. I was nervous. You literally had even though Alexander Collins won us the MLS Cup
that's
defender,
true.
But he was like 5th in the line.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was a little nervous. You know what's funny? What? That Martins is more trusted than Maxi with PK. It was funny. Somebody asked Maxi after the game, for that, I know, I mean, you're like a veteran. And he's like, nah, I still get nervous. I still, those things are nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
So Martins makes it. That's good.
That's good.
I was nervous. Maxi comes in. Wait, did the guy miss after that? I should have the thing up. Hold on. Do they show me the penalty?
I think if you go to the big things that happened, like the highlights or whatever, you should see it there.
Oh yeah, so then their guy scores, Sosa, then Martin scores.
Yes.
And then
Lertora scores.
And then Maxi comes up. Are you feeling like he's gonna score it?
I'm scared. As we've known, Maxi has a reputation of not getting PKs in. Although he made it, I think, for the championship.
Yeah, he made it for the championship.
And I think he made it one other time.
I think he's 50%, which is historically bad for PK.
Yes.
But his was interesting because he went up the middle, kind of.
Yes.
That's why Maxi scares me, bro. But he got the job done. He makes it. Then Escamilla, the Quintero guy, comes in and he hits it, but so Barraza doesn't get the save, but it hits the goalpost.
Yes.
Which saves it. But Barraza is pumped.
Yeah,
he did something there. He was like, I did that.
I got him nervous. I went to drink some water. Remember, he drank some water right before that, too. He was playing mind games with them, bro.
I talked to the goalpost before this game. I said, get a little bigger before this guy.
I said, stay right there. He's coming for you.
So then Hovan comes in next. And Hovan is he's young, so I was a little nervous. Yo, his was the most impressive because the goalkeeper went the right way and there was just no stopping. It was right corner, beautiful, hit, powerful. It was a great goal.
I saw a tweet was just like, man, if Jovan could do that while running, he'd be unbelievable. He'd be the best striker in MLS.
That's pretty funny. And then we get Ronaldo, Cisneros, not Ronaldo. And Barraza saves it. It was a beautiful
What a
save.
save.
And then the ref ruins it by being like, "No, wait, we gotta check if he moved his foot." Everybody's hyped, everybody's jumping.
It was so funny. They were like running towards him, and it felt like red light, green light, 1, 2, 3. Everybody just stopped, waited, and then they all ran towards him.
And you could see the emotion, Barraza. I think that was like a big moment. You could tell like a weight lifted off his shoulder just because I feel like he feels like he should be the guy. You know what I mean? And for him, it's been a long time coming. When's the last time we saw him? 3, 4, 5 months ago? It's been a while. So to see, you saw the emotions pouring out of him getting hype, him getting the supporter section hype. So that was really like a special moment.
And he's such a good dude. And maybe you could talk more about what he said in the press conference, but he was just hyped in the mix zone, just dapping everybody up. Just
you
in a
could,
good
like
place.
his emotions, like you could tell, like he's been waiting for this moment, and like he was just dapping up the press, like, "Hey, look, like I'm just happy, like I'm happy, I'm finally here because it's been a long time, and it must be so hard. Like think about it, like you had like you didn't really do anything to lose it. It's just Matt Freese did so well with it. You know what I mean?" And yeah, he was very happy.
And I would say to have that type of maturity level, to like lose the job and still be so optimistic, still wanting to help the team, still be like, "Hey, I had an opportunity and I lived up to that moment." That's big, man.
And it's a big for his career because if you think about it, I think at the end of this year his contract's up. So for him, you got to think about like this Leagues Cup could be my moment, and we talked about it. He confirmed that throughout Leagues Cup, he's going to be the starter. It's already been told to him by Nick Cushing. So for him, these games are very important, and us going far in this tournament is big for his career, right?
Yeah.
Because if he's going to move on from NYCFC, let's say at the end of this year, which I mean, obviously we don't want to happen, but this could be his showcase. You know what I mean? So big moment for him. One thing I'll say, man of the match went to Maxi Morales. This is the biggest robbery since the Donald Trump. Nah, I'm joking. We're about to have a January 6th at Yankee Stadium.
They definitely made that decision before PK.
That's
kicks.
what I'm saying. Or they were like, Maxi to PK, man of the match. I don't care what happens after this. But yeah, my man should have won man of the match.
But he had some huge saves.
Oh yeah, throughout the game.
Yes.
We didn't even mention his saves throughout the game.
Yes.
So it was a good game for him.
Yeah, it was a good game for him.
Good moment for him. I'm happy. I think that's it for this game.
Yeah.
We went pretty in depth.
I think maybe we could go one step like higher level, but like some people protested Leagues Cup. What's your stance on Leagues Cup?
It's a cash grab. I agree. I get it. It is a cash grab. But at the same time, I feel like let's make these things important, because if we don't, who does? You know what I mean? Like I want games to be big in MLS. Like not because I get it. If the Open Cup was the tournament instead of Leagues Cup, I'm being down for that. But I just want these cup games to matter and teams to really fight for it. Because then, why do I want to see a product that maybe even the coaching staff or the front office doesn't care about? That's gonna suck. As a fan, I want every game and I want every tournament to matter, and I want to get as many trophies as we can. So I get it's a cash grab, and it sucks what they did with Open Cup. If they could fix Open Cup where everybody could play again and we still have this, I'm down for that. And if that solves some of our issues, then let's do that. But I just want all these cups to matter, because I care about MLS and I want it to be relevant. But if we start saying we don't want this or we don't want that, and then we just make it less relevant, less fans there, then it sucks, right?
Yeah.
It ruins the experience.
Yeah.
But I get the other half of it, of being like, yo, this is a cash grab. It does nothing for our league. It's also in the middle of our season. So all the momentum you might have as a team gets kind of killed, which is a little dumb. What's your thoughts are? I just covered everything.
No.
So maybe you might not have a thought on it, but
No. I guess I would say that I think the people who are anti-Leagues Cup are mostly just more upset at what they did to Open Cup.
Yeah.
So I would say I think they can live in harmony together, and you let all teams in MLS still need to play Open Cup, but there they decide how they want to handle the roster, right? You want to put some 2 players in, and I hear there might be like an issue with like union and like contracts and stuff, and having minors maybe playing on the team and all that nonsense. But figure it out, and then decide to play those players, and don't just get rid of U.S. Open Cup. So I think both cups can live together, but I think you're getting a lot of hate on Leagues Cup because it's tied to Open Cup because it happened the same year, right?
Yeah.
So like fix that because that's not cool. And I mean, I know a lot of people disagree with me on this, but I think, pretty much the Liga MX is using this as a preseason. And I think as a preseason, this would be the coolest tournament ever. You know what I mean? And so I know people don't want to hear this, but I think if we move to the European schedule, then you have a very cool preseason to start kick off the MLS season. And I get it. December games, January games sound brutal. But they do it, man, and we can work it out. We'll play Orlando and Nashville and Houston those months. I just feel like that would be really cool versus but yeah, make both cups work, bro. I think next year they gotta fix Open Cup or it's gonna impact Leagues Cup more and more.
Yeah, and if you get more supporter groups saying I don't want to go because of what you did at Open Cup, then it sucks.
Yeah.
So I think
the stadium would have not been the same today if the supporters didn't show up. The drums were there. It made a difference.
Exactly.
And it made PK kicks so much cooler.
Oh, overall thoughts on PK kicks?
I loved it.
Yeah,
maybe it's because
bro.
we don't see enough of it. And I was like, at first I was like, that's kind of corny. And then I was like, this was so much fun.
Yeah, bro. When you watch a 0-0 game and you get at least a good ending, it's fun. And I think this was the first PK we saw like in person. It was like fun, bro.
Yeah.
It was cool.
And the crowd was loving it.
Yeah, it was fun.
PK
I liked
kicks
it.
are cool.
I liked it. I think that's it for this game and Leagues Cup. We can get into our next. So, by the way, format's weird, so I feel like we should give a little clarity to this.
Yeah.
Everybody, there's 3 teams per group stage.
Yes.
And our thing, it's NYCFC, Querétaro or whatever, I'm saying it wrong, and FC Cincinnati.
Yes.
You only play 2 games in the first group stage.
Yes.
So we play FC Cincinnati next Monday.
Yes.
I think they play. Let me just double check.
Quintero definitely plays.
They play them August 1st. So they play out. Quintero plays Cincinnati on Wednesday. So to advance, the first 2 teams in that group stage advance. So either we're gonna advance and Cincinnati, or Cincinnati and Quintero are gonna advance.
Yeah.
So just to give clarity on that.
So that means since he hasn't played yet.
Since he hasn't played, and they're gonna play Quintero on Wednesday.
And the way we got a draw, so we got a point. Plus we won in PK, so we got an extra point. So we have 2 points, and Quintero. We're definitely saying it wrong. They have 1 point.
Yeah.
And since he has 0 points, since he's one of the best teams in MLS, so hopefully they whoop them, and then we win or draw, and either way we're in.
Yeah. One thing I'll say is this is a crazy disadvantage for them, Quintero, because now they're playing on Wednesday. We have a week off. And they don't get to go home. They don't get to be in Mexico, which is it's kind of fucked up.
It is.
This is one thing I will say about Leagues Cup. This shit is fucked up.
But they are playing the games here because Liga MX decided it because it makes them more money.
And that's where I can understand where people are like, this is a cash grab. It makes no sense.
Yeah. And if you don't give the players like good ability to rest and have them traveling everywhere, and it's bad product, and all the Mexican teams are out in the beginning, then you just have a bunch of MLS teams playing MLS, and it's
so
like, what was the point of the tournament?
Have a freaking Open Cup.
Yeah, exactly.
And think about this. It's Sunday night. Now they're going to Cincinnati. In 2 days, they're about to play another game.
Are you sure? Are you sure that August 1st is Wednesday? I just want to make sure because today's Monday.
It's right now. It's midnight, bro. It's 1 a.m.
Yes. Are there 31 days in July or 30 days in July? Okay, it's Thursday.
Still, it still doesn't change the fact that they have a shorter week to rest.
Yes, agreed. Also, where does the game? Oh yeah.
All games are happening in the U.S. It's messed up.
It is messed up.
I know some of the higher tier teams get like set locations so they don't have to travel as much. But it's still, I mean, it's obvious advantage for MLS.
Yeah.
What do you think our shot is against Cincinnati? I think we really gotta hope Guerrero wins.
Wins?
Oh, I mean, if Cincinnati beats that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I guess I'm kind of hoping for it can't be Guerrero. It's got to be Guerrero or something like that. But whatever. Point is, I think I don't know if we're going to beat Cincy. I also don't think we're going to play. I think NYCFC is saying they want all the starters. Do I think they are? And now that we've won this game, I think what's going to happen is if Cincy beats them, we're going to play. It doesn't matter who we play. So I can't say we're going to win that game because I don't know if we're going to care about that game because we're automatically in if Cincy beats that team.
True.
So I have no idea.
But
it's already. I'm sorry. One more thing. It's already hard to beat Cincinnati, even if we did have a full starting squad.
One thing I will say is I wonder if seeding matters. You get me?
Yeah.
Because then if we can possibly beat Cincinnati and have a higher seed, then could we get home advantage in the knockout stages? Don't know. Don't understand the rules of the tournament. Should probably know a little more, but that'll be interesting.
I'm not sure if this thing is right, but this is saying that the game is August 2nd.
Some of it's saying August 1st, some of it's all saying, bro, I thought this game was on Monday, the game we played. Because
it is on Monday.
No, the game we just played.
Oh, okay.
Like, it said on certain places that it was Monday, so the calendar's all jacked up, bro.
Oh, okay.
I think that's it.
I think we covered
We don't got
everything.
any money bets right now.
We don't know what's gonna happen. I think it really depends on what the squad's doing, so we're not gonna put any money on this at this moment. Maybe later in the week.
If you had to put a prediction, Cincinnati, what's your final score when we play them?
1-1 draw.
Wow, very pessimistic. Oh no, but
pessimistic.
I mean optimistic.
I was gonna say.
If you're saying 1-1 draw, do we win the PKs?
Bro, we got the second best goalkeeper in the league,
Barasa,
right behind Freese. So hell yeah, we're gonna win the PK kicks.
We're losing 1-0. We won't get into PKs. It's late. 1 a.m. here. I'm feeling sick. Like, I think Santi got me sick, bro. I'm ready to bounce. We might.
Oh no, we definitely gotta talk about this.
Go.
Live streaming the game?
Well, yes, we might be doing what is it again? What are they called? Watch along.
Watch along, yes.
And we might have another podcast. Let's not even say it because they haven't confirmed yet.
They're the ones who came up with the idea.
No, we came up with the idea. He's the one who actually pushed me to do it. So watch along, possibly with another podcast. Might be fun, might not be. Might be a disaster. You should still come. So next Monday, tune into us. We'll probably put it on social media somewhere. So follow us on social media, and it'll be fun. All right, y'all.
Peace.
I can't find it.